Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Talk Bridal to Me. I am Anna Muma, a Pacific Northwest-based makeup artist here in Spokane, and I have today with me Brittney Long. She is a wedding content creator and founder of BTS Bridal. She is one of Kootenai County's top 30 under 40, featured in Pacific Northwest weddings, and helps you relive your big day the next day with her content creation. So welcome, Brittney.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yes. Let's first start with what is a wedding day content creator? Because this is a relatively new thing, right?
Right. So yeah, I think the name wedding content creator, I don't really resonate with it, I guess you could
Mm,
say, because when I hear content creator, I hear like influencer and viral TikToks and things like
hmm.
that. And that can be further from what I am providing for wedding
Mm.
couples. So I really resonate with my business name, which is BTS Bridal, which is really capturing behind the scenes moments on a couple's wedding day. And that format is in with an iPhone.
Okay. So what do clients receive then when they work with you? Like, what is the tangible outcome?
Yeah. So when couples book with me, they are receiving 6 hours of raw, candid, behind the scenes footage. And
Oh
so
my
I'm
goodness.
coming on their wedding day, capturing a different angle. And so you have
Mm,
your media team there, you have your photographer, sometimes a videographer. And now there is this kind of other angle that I describe to people as like the point of view of a guest or as a friend, someone dedicated in the bridal party,
yeah.
that is getting those authentic, candid, behind the scenes moments that really like capture the essence of your wedding day.
Wow. Oh my goodness. See, when I got married like almost 13 years ago, this wasn't even a thing.
Hmm.
Yeah,
With
it's pretty neat.
the iPhone, the digital age, like I find people really want something to look back on right
Mm,
away. So sometimes with photographers, you're waiting a couple weeks to get, your gallery sneak peeks or
yeah.
an edited video from a videographer. And this is something super tangible that couples can take away and lay in bed the next morning and watch these moments that they maybe didn't even know happened because it's
Mm.
all on their phone.
Yes, and I'm sure clients love that.
Yes. And I'm like, I want this at my wedding. And that's
Yes.
how it all started. But yeah, I think it's a really cool service that I don't really see going away.
Mm. Well, I think with the age of social media and just the fact that so much of our lives are instant, a lot of times people don't want to wait, like you were saying, a few weeks for those sneak peeks. And sometimes photographers, their galleries aren't even ready for 6+ months. And
Mhm.
so then you're wanting to be able to look back on these moments. And it's so neat that you're offering a service where brides can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a
So
really
fun.
unique perspective in the world that we live in today.
Yeah, absolutely. How did you even get started with this?
I kind of fell into this space naturally. I
Yeah.
say my professional background is I work in corporate luxury
Mm.
hospitality marketing. And so one of the many jobs that I do day to day is live event content creation
Okay.
and social media management. And
Mm.
so last summer, when creators started becoming a thing in the wedding world, I was like, I love that. I already do that. I should do this. And so it was still relatively new. And it was in about July, so like halfway through the wedding season.
Yeah.
I just got this idea and I said, I already do this at my full time job. I should do
Yeah.
this for weddings. And just kind of sparked inspiration. And I started reaching out to like friends of friends offering to come to their wedding and do it for free and kind of start building up a
Wow.
portfolio. And so I, like 10 days later, got a bride in July and went to her wedding and just kind of fell in love with it. I would say,
Mm.
like, I unlocked like a new creativity or like passion. And then I got engaged shortly after that in July. And so I'm like fully swept into the wedding world and
Yeah.
just had so much fun doing it. And I just feel super inspired by it. And
Oh
it's
my
just a
goodness.
lot of fun. I have a lot of like passion for it.
Yes. Well, I think that's what makes a good vendor is when they're excited to be able to do that.
Yeah. And I don't take lightly that I get invited in to
Yeah.
people's wedding days, because I know for me it's going to be such a intimate and like special moment. So I
Mm.
really feel like special that someone is allowing me to be there and like capture these moments that are so unique and memorable and something that they look back on for forever.
Absolutely. Well, and you feel there's often a gap with traditional wedding photography and capturing those authentic behind the scenes moments. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I think that every medium kind of serves a purpose, you know? So
Mm.
it's like we're out here working in harmony. Your
Hmm.
media team, your photographer is getting those photos that you are going to print out and like hang on your wall or put on your mantle.
Hmm.
A videographer is going to have like the equipment, the drone, the cinematic editing,
Hmm.
and then a content creator is adding this different angle that will get
Yeah.
really authentic moments captured on your iPhone that you
Hmm.
can watch back. And so I think that every single vendor serves a purpose. And like at the end
Hmm.
of the day, we're all there to give a service to the couple that's
Yeah.
hiring us. And we all provide something that's really different, honestly.
I love that.
Hmm.
So good. Well, and what a neat thing to be able to offer the couple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
It's just a different, unique angle, unplanned. Like, yes,
Mm.
you can give me a shot list, say you want to get, a full standard video of your first dance or your first look. And like, absolutely, I'll set up my tripod and I'll get that like long format video for you.
Hmm.
But all of those unplanned moments that happen that aren't on shot lists for your
Yeah.
photographer, like I'm there kind of in the shadows because I give full priority to your videographer and your photographer.
Hmm.
And I think that's really important when you're looking to hire someone as for a wedding content creator to make sure that they're getting the priority shots and I'm not
Yeah.
back there taking the same exact picture. I'm back there getting a different angle, or your photographer is, doing your first look photos, and I'm actually getting like your bridesmaids like peeking at you.
Yeah.
Like it's just that different perspective and a different angle that's really fun to look back on.
Absolutely. Well, and that was going to be kind of one of my questions to you is like if you kind of follow around the bride and the groom and try to
Mhm.
get photos of just them, or if you're also trying to get the bridesmaids or like the grandma on the dance floor that's doing something. It's so fun to be able to look back at those photos because you don't always catch everything on your
Mhm.
wedding day. And to
Mhm.
be able to go back and go, oh my goodness, I didn't realize that Aunt so and so was doing
Yeah,
XYZ over there on the sidelines or
exactly.
different things like that. You get a totally different perspective.
Yeah. And when they're in the bridal suite, like I had this wedding that I worked last summer where the energy, nobody has their phones during the ceremony. And so the bridal
Mm-hmm.
party was coming back into the suites and they were, pouring up shots of tequila and they were all hugging and nobody had their phones. And those are the moments that if you had your phone, you'd be like, I really want to capture
Yeah.
this. Like,
Yeah.
this champagne pop, and someone was saying something super heartfelt, and everyone was just congratulating each other, and I had been in the room and just was taking a video of this really authentic moment between the bridal parties and like those first moments as being newlyweds. And so it's just really awesome to get to be there to capture that and to have it so they can watch it. So it's not even necessarily like these couples are looking for social media content.
Mhm.
It's like they're getting all of these memories and then they can do whatever they want with it.
Yeah.
Whatever feels authentic to them. If they want to post it, I love that. Let's do it. But sometimes they're just sending it to maybe someone who like couldn't make it to their wedding, or they're rewatching it like in bed the next
Mhm.
morning, like I said. So there's so many different reasons why you could have a content creator, but it's not always for posting content on your own
Yeah.
page.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about your process. So a bride reaches out to you. Walk us through a little bit of what that looks like.
Yeah. So upon inquiry, I'll send them over kind of my media deck on the services I provide. And,
Mhm.
you know, just open communication and transparency, I guess, is super important with me. So I'm like, tell your planner I'm going to be there. Tell your photographer I'm
Mhm.
going to be there, and make sure that they know what I'm doing. Because I
Mhm.
think that there's been, I mean, I haven't experienced it firsthand, but just talking to other creators in the industry, just work like over throughout the US, I guess,
Yeah.
there is this like contingency between
Mm.
a creator and maybe a photographer. And luckily, I work with a lot of photographers who are like, oh, bring Brittney, bring the content creator. I need BTS. Like it all flows
Yeah.
better if you're super transparent. And
Yeah.
so in that booking process, I just make sure that we're all on the same page and we all know what we're there to do, which is to service the couple. And then once they're ready to book, after maybe a discovery call or like person meetup, if they're local, um, we kind of go over any aesthetic or shot list that they're looking to capture. Because
Yeah.
if you do want like that fun, no makeup to glam video in the morning, like let's do that, and I can definitely
Yeah.
do that. And so kind of just getting a general idea of what they're looking to capture and the vibe of the day. And then on wedding day, I'm showing up typically kind of at the tail end of getting ready when we're doing those last finishing touches with makeup and about to put on
Mhm.
the dress. And then I'm there all the way through reception, typically, depending on the hours that they book me for. I have a
Mhm.
6-hour package, and then they can always add on hours if they want me to stay longer or want me to come to, welcome dinners before, things like that.
Mm.
Um, and then, yeah, the day just kind of flows from there. We follow the timeline, and I'm just always around. I say like paparazzi, or just kind of in the
Mhm.
shadows, you know, um, just capturing those moments, those little in between moments. And then at the end of the night, if I actually typically carry the bride's phone with
Okay.
me. And so I have their phone, I have my phone, and when I'm taking like a long format video on my gimbal on their phone, I'm also like taking stills on my phone. So I'm capturing like a lot of
Oh my
different
gosh.
things at the same time. And then at the end of the night, I will find their maid of honor, and or leave their phone like charging in the bridal suite, and
Oh.
let them know that it's there and all the content is ready for them to look back on.
Oh my gosh. How special.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes, absolutely. I'm trying to remember even because my husband and I got married in 2011, and I'm like, what phone did I even have? Like, I don't even know. No, I had like an old Samsung, and it was a smartphone, but I don't think we took any pictures or videos like of just us on the wedding day. And I don't know. I think we had a couple people, like family members, send us a photo too, but that was it. We didn't have
Yeah,
anything for months afterwards. And the wedding day is such a blur. You're like, what happened? I
yeah,
blacked out. Like it just goes so fast. And to have
exactly.
something the next day to look on is so nice.
And even those, like, little tiny moments that as a bride
Yeah,
planning my own wedding, like, those little details that you spend a lot of time planning, like, that bar sign that you created that you love so much, like, I'll go
totally.
get a really great photo of it, and so you can look back
Mhm.
on it and, yeah, it's just it's fun, it's a different angle, and yeah, I
Mhm.
think it's really cool.
Yeah. Have you noticed any brides be like, what is that?" Or has there been any confusion, or do people look for you pretty intentionally?
I feel like more the confusion comes with maybe like family members or other
For
guests at
sure.
the wedding. But once they realize what I'm doing, they're like, "Oh, that's awesome!" Like,
Yeah.
sometimes like a bride's dad has come up to me and been like, what are you doing?" Because I have an iPhone on a gimbal, so I'm like,
Yeah.
it looks a little strange. I get it. Um, I'm like, but this is serving a purpose. It's keeping my
Yeah.
phone super stabilized. But I'm like,
Yep.
oh, this is actually so and so's phone, and like I'm gonna take a ton of content and then give it back to her at the end of the night and you guys
Oh,
can all share it and look through it and they're like,
yeah.
"Oh, that's awesome." So, even if
Yes.
you don't know what I'm doing, it's a little
Yeah.
confusing, but,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that. Well, and your niche is so unique because you can cater to a wide variety of couples, everything from budget friendly to luxury. I would love for you just to touch on that.
Yeah, I say that because sometimes I'm one of 4 or 5 people in
Mm.
a media team, which
Mhm.
would be considered a luxury. Seriously, like, at the end of the day, like, I'm an add-on vendor. If you
Sure.
have the resources and you really value this perspective and this view, but
Absolutely.
also maybe a couple can not afford a videographer, but
Mm.
they really, really want a video of their ceremony and their vows.
Mm.
I'm kind of filling that gap in a way that caters to both of those. And so, like, maybe I'm one of many, but maybe I'm filling in for
Yeah.
a need that it's more. I don't want it to ever be like a service that's unattainable for someone because
Yeah.
at the end of the day too, like everyone has an iPhone and
Mhm.
anyone could really call themselves a content creator, but it really does take like technical equipment, I guess, or
Mhm.
a certain eye to really capture things that are I guess post worthy or,
Yeah.
up to that level that you would wanna see it back on. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
really clear video of your first dance, not like a bridesmaid who got a little too drunk at dinner and is, like, trying to take a video of your first dance, like
Yes. Absolutely. Or the grandma who thinks they're taking a picture and it's a photo.
yeah,
Just things like that.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, let someone who's dedicated to this job do it. And then that, like, is the other thing, like, I'm providing a service that you can tell your friends and your family, forget about your phone. Be in this moment with
Totally.
me. Like I have a content creator here that's going to capture all of this and I'll share it
Mhm.
all with you guys like literally
Mhm.
tomorrow. So
Yeah.
just put away your phone and like be present with me in this moment
Yeah.
and really enjoy the day.
Yeah. Do you feel like that helps guests put down their phones? Because you see all those
Mhm.
pictures of the bride walking down the aisle, and then half of the guests are in the aisle, like with their phone.
Yeah.
Does the bride ever tell their guests something like, I have a content creator? You
Yeah.
can
I've
you
seen
can put
a
your phone in your
lot.
pocket.
Yeah. With brides, their bridal party, obviously,
Mm,
we all get to know each other by the morning, basically, when I'm there
totally.
hanging out with them, getting ready. And so I think it adds like a level of ease for them knowing, I had a
Mhm.
bride be like, put down your guys' phones. Brittany's here. She's got it. I'll share it with you. And then I
Yeah.
also see, just whoever is performing the ceremony, just
Yeah.
mention at the beginning, this is, keep it unplugged. We have we've got great vendors here that are going to
Yeah,
capture everything, and let's just be in this moment together.
absolutely. Do you have a content creator for your own wedding? Or, I mean, like, are there even others in the area that do it, or are you kind of the only one?
Well, first off, I definitely was the only one doing it last summer, and I think that a
Okay.
couple more are popping up around
Okay.
here.
I think that's
Um,
correct.
yeah. And then the second part of that is I get asked this question, and if I was getting married in the US, I would be like 100% yes, I'm
Yeah.
having a content creator.
Yeah.
But we're actually getting married in Mexico, and so it adds like a little bit
Yeah.
more of a struggle to see if we
Yeah.
can make that happen. But we have a videographer that's
Oh my
coming with
gosh.
multiple hands. And so my idea is that I'll be handing off some duties to the videographer's team to kind of help me out. And it's kind of like a wedding weekend.
Yeah.
I'm also very type A. So I'm like, why don't
Yep.
I just do it? I just want to do it to make sure that I get what I want, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's a work in progress, but
Okay.
we'll see.
That's so it's hard being a professional in the industry and then having to try and choose vendors.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine that is the same for a photographer at their own wedding. Like
Absolutely.
I'm sure they want to control everything, or
Yes.
makeup, same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. What's one piece of advice you'd give to someone searching for a vendor in your industry?
Yeah. I mean, first off, I would definitely go with technicality. So, like I was saying, I think anyone with an iPhone can really say that they're going to be a wedding content creator. So, make
Yeah.
sure that you're vetting their experience and their equipment, and also just their professionality, I guess, making sure that
Yeah.
it's going to all be like super great content.
Yeah.
And then find someone that is going to flow with the day, I guess. Someone that'll flow in harmony with your vendors, and not someone who's going to add like another level of stress for you. Make sure you're finding
Mm.
someone that you have, you know, that similar vibe and
Yeah.
can
Yep.
fit into your day in a good way, I would say.
Absolutely. Personalities need to match.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, and I know you provide other services than just weddings. You
Mhm.
also provide services for wedding vendors. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, BTS kind of spiraled into something that I didn't really think it was going to.
Yeah.
Last summer, when I started doing content, vendors would ask me, "Oh, share this with me," and
Mm.
planners, florists,
Mhm.
someone delivering the cake, all of that hard work,
Mhm.
all of the vendors' hard work, like rentals, draping,
Mhm.
all those little things, like their business needs to be marketed too. And in
Yeah.
in the world of like first impressions, people's social media, I work in social media marketing. I see the value
Yeah.
in posting behind the scenes moments for your wedding planner and your photographer. So
Yeah.
when I'm there, I am helping out vendors as well if they want to do a content share, because their hard work deserves to be recognized too. And day of,
Mm.
it's so busy, and I'm like, I'm dedicated to be there to do this. Let me help you.
Absolutely. How cool.
Mhm.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much, Brittany. Where can people find you online?
Best way to find me, it would be on Instagram. Look through
Okay.
my work and check out some of the reels that I make for couples. Every package that you book with me, you get 2 edited reels within 24 hours. So
Cool.
those are all on my Instagram, which is bts.bridal. And then from there, you can find my inquiry link in my bio. I have my website under construction, so Instagram's a great way to find me.
That's a perfect way to do it. Well, Brittany, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was fun.
Thank you for joining me on another episode of Talk Bridal to Me. I hope you have a day where you truly feel beautiful. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.